My theme today, my talk, is about love, how to reset and start over. And Harriet mentioned that it would be a good idea to let people know a little bit about my background and get to know me a little bit better. So I'm going to tell you a little bit my story about how I ended up here. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak and share with you a little bit about myself and my journey into my spiritual practices. I came to find religious science in the 1980s from a girlfriend who attended class at the Fremont Center. I was looking for a new church home, and being raised Catholic, I was not too thrilled to pass along that experience to my girls, Ashley and Chelsea. So I had them christened by Dr. J. Scott Neal, the pastor of the Tri-City Church of Religious Science in Fremont. I really liked the common sense approach to helping you live everyday life, and I resonated with the talks, the music, and the core concepts. The girls attended junior church, free flyers, then group and summer camps, and they really, really liked it. So that experience was fabulous for them. It wasn't until September 12th of 2001, though, that I took my first class. I remember for years thinking, why are all the ministers talking about classes? It was always classes, classes, classes. And I thought to myself, why do I ever want to go to class? Do I need to go to class? What is that about? So one day, I finally woke up and actually heard the message. I said, okay, I decided I'd go to class. And that started me on the path of my practitioner work, little did I know at the time. My first teacher was Reverend Darlene Sykes, and I loved her style and the teachings of Ernest Holmes. I absolutely love spiritual mind treatment. I continued on to second year class and then to third year, which obviously is a natural progression. I never even bothered to check what the requirements and commitments were and that it was practitioner training. I just kept going. I figured it was a next step. What did I know? There were about 10 people in the class, filled with a lot of current practitioners and ministers. And as I sat around the table, I got really, really nervous. I kept thinking, what am I doing here? I wonder if it's not too late. There's a side door. I could have kind of run out the side. I've told Jerry this story when you started 300 work. I thought, would anybody notice? Maybe I could just, it'd be okay. I suppose looking back, that's where the magic was, being uncomfortable. Needless to say, I stayed, and it was a great class. I really learned so much, and I really stretched myself. Over the course of my studies with Reverend Dar, I had Reverend Bonnie Anderson and Reverend Sharon Daniel. I had so many great classes, and many wonderful friendships were formed with my Fremont classmates. I really loved it. And I didn't really think about what I would do with the training. I didn't feel a specific need to be in a practitioner business. So I set out to see how I could use the knowledge that I acquired, and I continued to attend classes and just learn as much as I could and just say, well, what's it going to... I love spiritual mind treatment and treatment circles and all of that. So one of my favorite classes was taught by Dr. Luzette McDonald, and she was presenting the book Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Barron. She was the only student of Thomas Trord, and this was a nice little, actually I forgot the book down there, but it's a short little book, and it talks about how to use it kind of condenses Thomas Trord into something that you can understand. So people kind of like, okay, good, now I get it. But here's a passage that spoke to me, written by Trord, which I really loved. My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before. Something entirely new, not included in past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner in me. Consequently, in my own special world of which I am the center. It will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. I really love that idea of an invisible power. Of course, this power is God. It's love. I would close my eyes and imagine all form as infinite energy, moving and rearranging everything for me by what I could imagine. And what I can picture in my mind must come forth. The invisible power working for me through my desires, thoughts, and feelings with absolute faith. Because I am more visually inspired, I changed the phrase to "my mind is the center of divine imagination." If I can imagine something new and feel the essence of it right at that moment where I can have a clear picture of it in my mind, of what I absolutely want, what I absolutely desire, wow, I love that thought. That's powerful. And I started practicing spiritual mind treatment using that phrase, not just when I set aside time for spiritual practice, but when I really needed it, when circumstances in my life needed to be rearranged in that present moment. I came to realize this years ago when I was playing tennis. Alan and I have been playing tennis for over 10 years now, and we are really compatible together. Now, I don't want you to think that we're all that we're really, really good, but we just have the same love for the sport. And tennis is a very, very simple sport. You hit a little green ball over the net and keep it between the lines. That's all you need to do. Very easy. If you don't know about tennis scoring, and maybe some of you don't, the beginning of every tennis game is love, love. Perfect beginning, right? It's a perfect way to start. So sometimes when I'd be playing, I get tired, and that's one thing. When you're playing tennis singles for an hour, and you're covering the whole court, which I love, I mean, you get tired. It's just, and then hitting balls into the net, crazy shots out, why did I do that? So I get a little annoyed with myself. Not really what I wanted to do during the game. So I used to start doing some treatment. So in between points, I would turn around and start treating. Why not? I'm in the present moment, right? So I would say my mind is the center of divine imagination. There is no time and no space, and that all energy is rearranging itself for me right now. Everything. There's nothing in form that I cannot change. And then thank you very much, Michelle and Jill, for singing the lovely song, because that's Ricky Byers' song would just come to me. I don't know why. I'd only heard it like maybe 3 times. And I must have created an impression. So Alan is over there, and he doesn't know I'm doing treatment. He didn't know. And I would just turn around and I would just say, you know what? All things are possible. It's all good. Pour your strength in me, God. Let's reset. I got to do something here because I'm not looking very good. How much fun is that? That's really a lot of fun, actually. So it's funny because when you're in that moment, it's all about flow. You just move through it, and it transcends. There's no thinking about doing. It's just feeling. So I visualize myself in perfect control with the ball, the racket, my body, and the court, and these feelings brought me into perfect alignment with the game. He didn't know about this until he read this. Now he's got it. Now he's got it. It's really funny. I thought it was my secret weapon, but there's really no secrets, right? It's one power, one present. We can all use it. So yesterday, when we were playing, because he found out my secret weapon, our first game lasted 20 minutes. Long time. Really good. So, and that's what I love is being, it's not about winning or losing, it's being in that flow where it's like a dance. It was really wonderful. And those words, Ricky Byers, that song, pour your spirit in me, pour your strength in me, it just feels good. In the book, The Inner Game of Tennis, which I had read many years prior, the author, Timothy Galloway, a professional tennis coach, gives the illustration of self one and self two. Self one is a thinking and judgmental mind. And self two is a visual and feeling self that learns from observation, watching other players, and then imagining the necessary path to be in the flow of each stroke, forehand, backhand, what you need. Visualization was part of Timothy Galloway's successful coaching practice. It's all what we can see. It's all what we can imagine. This became part of my spiritual practice beyond tennis. At any time of my day, in the present moment, I can begin again. I can reset my intentions and tap into my invisible power. How great is that? At any time, you can just stop. Just stop. Love, it's a new beginning, starting over. It's those times when you might get an upsetting phone call. Oh no, my escrow is falling apart. Uh-oh, what am I going to do? The buyer's not qualified. I get a letter in the mail saying my health care costs have gone up 27% with a little happy smiley face on there. And then I get a call from my daughter. Hey, Mom, I just hit a big rock in the middle of Niles Canyon Road. Help. Come get me. It's in those, these are all true stories. That's when I need my invisible power, in those moments. It's great to have your morning practice, but when it comes to the immediate present moment, being awake and aware and knowing that we are powerful and that there is an infinite power that always corresponds to us. It's so beneficial. In the book Ask and It Is Given by Jerry and Esther Hicks, Abraham states, once you understand that your thoughts equal your point of attraction and the way that you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything that you desire. That's anything you desire. You can begin anew. You can reset. You can start at love. You can imagine overflowing prosperity, renewed health, effortless joy, unlimited freedom. It's love moving through you, blessing everyone and everything. It's unconditional love. So what I'd like to do right now is as I wrap, I'd like to do a short little treatment. So if you feel called to close your eyes, just breathe in and out. Get centered in your chair. And know that your mind is the center of divine imagination. All is well right here and now, and there is an invisible power. It is your invisible power. It is always working for you. It is love. It is joy. It is peace. And in the present moment, in this present moment, feel something that you're desiring at a greater level right here and right now. It might be greater prosperity. It might be more love, more joy, a better job, increased health. know that right where you are, the answer has already been given. The love has already been given. The harmony has already been given. The health. Your mind is the center of your divine imagination. Anything that you can imagine is being called into your life right here and right now. And as you focus on this one area, it might be an idea, know with me that all things are possible with God, and this power, this invisible power, is always working for you. Spirit is always in the house. See it and feel it clearly in your life right here and right now. Know that everything is unfolding perfectly for you. Everything is unfolding perfect. It's love, love. Feel it complete. The vision has already been given. Feel it done. Love, love. Love, love is the answer. Let it be your way.